Shalom, shalom, and good morning. Sister Danya here. I am headed to the plantation, and I thought that I would give a little message on my way in. This is not something that I normally do, but I want to encourage all of you to make a way to plant a garden. It's imperative right now. It's not only important because of impending food insecurities, but when our forefathers were in Babylon, the Almighty told Jeremiah to tell them to plant gardens. I also want you to know that from the very beginning of our existence, from Adam, the Almighty wanted us to be tillers of the soil. That was the first job given to man, to till the soil. And I know that our people have a bad taste in their mouth on agriculture because of slavery. But those of you who claim and say that you know who you are, that you are Israel, you need to know that if you make it home, if you make it back to the land, agriculture will be your employer again. You will be husbandmen. That's what the scriptures say. Husbandmen, which is a farmer. You will till the soil and you will raise animals. Our whole economy is built off of agriculture. When we have feast days, we bring sacrifices of the animals that we raised. The Passover requires each household to have a lamb that they raise because it's supposed to be without spot and blemish, and you're supposed to know if your animal has any blemish. You're supposed to know the age of the animal. You're supposed to know if the animal is a male or a female. And that requires care. That requires you to care for that animal and present it to the Almighty. We have grain offerings. We have the waving of the sheaves, which is all plants. I know you don't think that you're going to be taught to farm once you get to the land. That's something we should already know when we get to the land, because we were to be doing it here. You know, that was the last thing commanded to our fathers in Babylon when they were down there. And yes, we are in a different captivity, but if we don't have any writings to show what we need to be doing in this captivity, then we go on the last thing that was told to us, which was to plant gardens and eat the fruit thereof. It's imperative today that you try to get something in the soil, because this country and other countries are threatening food insecurities and possibly a food crisis. If you had obeyed the Almighty and had listened to the Almighty and planted, we wouldn't be worried about that. We put our food and our education and everything into the hands of our enemies when we were told to plant in captivity. And so you need to have a plan now, because anything can happen within the next day, 2 week, month, or within the next year. We will have some kind of insecurities because all of these countries are halting exports of their goods, which is food, wheat, and things like that. America has stopped growing things. You know, we do have some farmers, but not on the scale that we used to have. And we're importing all kinds of goods on a daily basis. Importing, not exporting. Exporting is when we send goods out. Importing is when we bring goods in. And if we can no longer import because countries are not sending food and imports to us, then, and we not growing them ourselves, then we won't have them. And that leads to a problem. That leads to a crisis, because if a person or a man or a woman cannot eat, they are put in survival mode. And that means if they don't have the food and they don't have the resources to get the food, they're going to go hunting for food. And that means kicking in doors, raiding and looting businesses, or whatever they have to do to survive. And if we had been obedient, this wouldn't have to be us as a people.